the dynamic fire. It's been in works for quite a long while because they've discussed it over the years so many times, and finally they have got a little bit to show us. The core idea is how the fire burns in our ships, how they wanted the fire to affect parts of our ships and how it would spread throughout our ship. The fire can be started in several ways and is based on several factors. For example, when a ship component hits 0 health, fire can start. The idea is that weapons or grenades can also start fires. When weapon misfires or you're firing at a single location for a while, there eventually is a chance for that misfire to happen, and also the wear and tear regarding weapons if it's more likely to happen in the future. There is even an idea that if a planet is hot enough and you open the door, certain areas, surfaces in the ship might catch on fire. At the moment, no planet is as hot, so it is not intended to happen, but it's something that possibly could happen. Fire hazard is partially dependent on the fire triangle, which is the oxygen, fuels, and temperature. Each surface type can have a different property. Some places may have smaller chances to catch on fire. Some surfaces might not catch fire at all. And depending on the ignition point, it might start off very small and move slowly. And as it progresses, it will grow bigger and start moving faster as it will grow. Most surfaces will be able to burn. There are still surfaces like the glass or certain metal beams which will not burn. And I do want to note that your cargo might also burn. So yes, fire control or extinguishing fires is quite important, especially if you're delivering cargo. Also, items let loose or left loose on your ship might burn. Fire will increase the heat and it will do damage if we stand in it, but players themselves cannot catch fire. What it can do is deplete oxygen. We can set fire by damaging items inside our ship or bringing ignited items into the ship to start a fire. The developers have stated it was rather complex to make sure fire would be reflecting correctly for everybody and also the damage which fire has done. Those were one of the hardest parts to make work in unison for everybody. And now, as I understand, it is happening correctly for everybody. So if fire spreads throughout your ship and reaches components, it might bring down your ship if you don't deal with the fire. And the extinguishers are already on ships and certain locations. We need to aim at the surface with this extinguisher to make sure the fire is put out. If the fire is not utterly or totally put out, there might still appear some smoke, which might start up the fire process again. Extinguishers can be refilled at the same stations you pick them up from, but they will only work if the ship has a working life support. The ship can totally burn out as long as there is enough oxygen to accommodate the fire. If life support is not running, the fire will not die down. Idea is that life support can be used to cut the oxygen to the room, which will cut down the fire efficiency and eventually extinguish it, just for it to use up the already existing oxygen. Also opening the rear door or airlock so that the air can escape the room and fire will extinguish as it runs out of oxygen. Now, the fire will not affect every ship right away, and if you are a pilot of a light fighter, well, you may not have any control over it, or the fire might not affect you at all. So finally we had some news regarding the fire in Star Citizen, and it does look very aggressive, to say the least. Finally, some news regarding this complex issue which is gonna affect our day-to-day lives in the game. But as usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.